I'm going to take you through the 18-year-old Glenmorangie now. Now the 18-year-old whisky that we have in front of me here is some of the rarest and oldest whiskies that we have maturing in the warehouse. You know, some of the casks that I have behind me here. So the 18-year-old, it starts its life as it comes out of the distillery. We make the new make spirit. We put it into bourbon American barrels, and it stays in these casks for 15 years. After 15 years, we take a percentage of these barrels and we disgorge them and fill the whisky back into Oloroso sherry casks. So there's a percentage of the whisky in here is a sherry maturation for 3 years. So the 18-year-old, obviously, it's taken on a lot of the colour from the cask. So as you would expect, it's quite a dark whisky. If we pour it out into the glass, hold it up, and you'll see that it's a very dark, rich gold colour. It's taken on that colour from the cask and some of the sherry casks too. Now on the nose, the first thing that hits me there is the freshness of it. For an 18-year-old whisky, it is very fresh. So the freshness coming from it's a unique character that Glenmorangie has, this fresh citrus kind of fruity floral flavours. And that comes from the shape of the stills. If you ever get the chance to go around the distillery, you'll see that the tallness of the stills, they're the tallest out of any malt distillery in Scotland. So what that does, it gives Glenmorangie its unique floral, fruity, sweet flavours, very honey flavours. To taste, this is 43% alcohol. To taste at that strength, I think it needs a bit of water. I'm getting a lot of fudginess, sweet toffee. So if I add a bit of water, it should release a lot more of the flavours. "18-year-old, you'd expect it to be quite a complex whisky, which it is. Delicious mouthfeel. Coats the tongue. Get that sweetness first of all. The fudge that I was speaking about. A bit of spice, cinnamon, nutmeg. But there's also quite a sharp, citrusy flavour at the back of the tongue, back of the mouth. It's very smooth for an 18-year-old. It's delicious. Overall, I would say it's a very balanced whisky for an 18-year-old. It's got that fruitiness, it's got the sweetness, the honey, but it's also got that sort of rich fruits, like Christmas cake. So you almost get that, like a sherry cask does give that sort of a nutty, Christmassy cake kind of flavours, and brings back all these memories of sitting around the fire at Christmas time, opening up presents, that sort of thing. The 18-year-old is actually one of my favourites out of all the Glenmorangie range, because it's such a balanced whisky. It's got the age statement, it's got the rarity value, but it's also got the spirit of Glenmorangie is still very much in there. It hasn't been overwhelmed by the cask. I like to add a bit of water, maybe 50-50 again, because I do feel that the water releases a lot of the flavours, a lot of the aromas that you wouldn't get unless you do that. A bit of ice in the summertime, very nice. A truly delicious whisky.